Good morning, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, sportsmen, players, professions, all professionals and professors, professional and occupational officials, the most respected honorable present Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi ji, I heartily cordially welcome. It is really praiseworthy and appreciable moment that we are listening the truth of life through science and spirituality. Availability of ministers and doctors, advertisers, administrators, respected fathers and mothers, affectionate sons and daughters. I thank God for your presence. You are present with the 100% presence of your mind. It is really a great and golden chance that is given by God to us for listen the truth of life today, now and here. It is very nice time, nice place, nice section. Present is the most powerful time which give us to think our past and to prepare ourselves for the future. We should be in the present always for attaining, for gaining and for securing the unchangeable truth of life. We see around us a number of things in the form of universal bodies, the sun, the moon, the stars. These are very respectable for us according to our different religions. These are known as our guide, supervisors, managers, directors of the universe. So we should get inspiration and motivation, encouragement from these universal and celestial bodies. In our human body, mind, who is the director, manager, instructor, who instructs, directs, guides our all internal organs of the human body. What is the true aim, objective of our life? Is to dedicate and devote ourselves with the will of God, wish of God. By the repetition and by chanting the words of God, we get magical power, musical power, and even majestic power of God. Because God exists everywhere, He is omnipresent, omnipotent and omniscient, almighty, who is always with us in present, past and future. He never leaves us alone. He who is the creator, director, operator, generator, developer of the different objects of the universe. We must keep our mind in present and we should feel the presence of God in every particle of the earth. No doubt we are curious, like Swami Vivekananda, who thought himself a great server, a great volunteer for the service of humanity. He was the most compassionistic, sympathetic, and humanistic person. Not only he was a person, he was a greatest personality of the world, who was multidimensional, multi-sided and multifaceted personality for the youth. All the initiators, beginners, starters of the different missions, they follow him because of their great energy, because of their oceanic dream for the glorious future of our India. Who was the great person who brought a great changes in the whole scenario of the world by addressing his voice. His voice was the symbol of his youth, the most youngest person in his youth, in his lifetime, who sacrificed himself for the welfare of humanity, for the welfare of country. He was not less than the freedom fighters. He was not less than the saints, free thinkers. A number of other persons we have in the history, those who have been the starter of different religions, different missions, different social systems, those who fight against the social evils. They were the fighters. They were not only the fighters, but they were the winners. They have the winning strategy in their mind. They knew well by their struggle, by their hard working, and by the God gifted, God granted energy, uncounted, unreliable, incredible, and unceasable, unrelenting, unceasing efforts they brought with them. Every person belonging to any religion, age, or caste has an earnest desire to seek the achievements of topmost level, to command respect in the society. Success is an excellent acquired quality. Success is an excellent acquired quality of a person to sustain a strong spirit which can willfully overpower the dictum of mind. Even if a person possesses good physical strength, treasures of wealth and other resources, recognition among prominent personalities, but lacks this self-confidence, fails to provide the desired success. Our mind is the architect and director of every thought and action. One should exert full command over the mind, which should be directed to perform willful and prominent activities. Even there are certain tips to gain self-confidence. How to breed, how to get self-reliance. It is the great need of our frustrated, depressed, rejected persons of the society, downtrodden persons of the society, how they can get self-reliance just by repeating the God's words. It is the way of meditation. It is only the skill of meditation. Without knowing the skill of meditation, we cannot get that the talent which is the highest form of success. Almost all talented persons are counted in success. Why? Because they put their 100% energy with the 100% mind. Introspect to revive and activate your latent qualities. Think yourself to be special, that you can do something unique which others cannot. Thus, identify your qualities and capacities. Develop trust and hope to achieve success in completing the task. Every individual must understand clearly that he is unique and meant some good. Need not copy others, but follow the trained path. Discover his own direction and areas of interest for social needs. Achieve the best of one's capabilities, because the perfection lies under favorable conditions. Always have positive attitude. Our soul gets soul power. It gets soul power confidence by positive attitude. Positive attitude does matter the best. It does matter the greatest. How? Because our soul is also friendly. Our soul is friendly, but our mind is storing negative energy. How our soul or spirit can be the true friend? Just by living, just by having the company of nature. It is the nature which is the most friendly and familiar with us. According to the great man, nature never deceive us, never betray us, never defeat us. So we should be aware about our soul, who is the true friend of nature. Externally, in the form of nature, we have a number of objects and elements in the form of trees, plants, mountains, the ocean, the sea, the sky, the water, the air, the fire, the soil, the sky. Everything we have around us in the form of nature. But what is the nature? What is in the form of nature in our human body that only our soul or spirit can enjoy and entertain, while if these eyes are not opened, if these 9 senses are closed and 10th sense is opened, according to the Bible, the Holy Bible, it is the third eye. According to our Hindu mythology, it is the 10th door. If we concentrate upon this very deep sleep point, which is just above the nose between 2 eyes, then we reach at that station, at that orbit of the universe, where there is uncounted sun, uncounted moon, uncounted stars, uncounted universal bodies. In our human body we have, but only experienced and experimentalists, only inventors and innovative persons can reach at that height, and they can attain that uniqueness of God, that creation. It is only the one creation that we see around us, but there is uncounted, numberless creations in our human body. When our soul, when our spirit meet with that supernatural, super soul, super spiritualistic form of God, only in that condition we can reach at that height. So we are not to spoil our human body. This human body is unique in all the 84 lakh species. Other species are just, they are interdependent, but it is only the human spirit which is independent, and it can get the most enjoyable moment of the freedom. It can enjoy the flight of sky, which is endless sky, which is eternal abode, which is celestial, which can be entertained only by intuition and insight. Disappointment, despair, And pessimistic outlook disturbs self-confidence. Negative thinking leads to weakness in mind and physical strength. An instance of America and Vietnam War can be quoted here. The soldiers of American army were quite tall, well built and physically strong. They had efficient, modern and sophisticated equipment, but they lost courage, self-confidence and willpower against the local army of Vietnam, who were short stature, physically weak and with simple amateur. It means not that if a man is physically weak, but he or she should have self-confidence. If he or she has self-confidence, soul power, then his weakness, then his shortcoming, his drawback, his faults become his achievement. It brought for him name, fame in the society, in the nation, in the family, for his personal life. Their love for nation increased confidence to defeat and uproot the enemies. A number of examples can be cited through the history. Hitler and Mussolini, there were two persons who were responsible for the Second World War. But it should not be our aim to bring wars. There should be an internal war against the negativities, against anger, lust, ego, avariciousness, falsification, false affection. Against these things we must fight the battle. We should have the winning spirit. They had respect for their nation and courage for sacrifice. Everyone should get involved in meditation because it provides sufficient strength to mind and soul. Along with it, strong determination helps us to get the highest degree of self-confidence. If we have strong determination, as our present Prime Minister addressed the whole nation in the Corona period, that you should have patience and determination. The strong conviction will lead you to the winning. So it is possible to have the patience, should have the control on our anger, ego, lust, negativities. If we are self-researcher, if we are self-unfolder, discoverer, only that condition we can get the great results from our experiences and experiments. We can become a great inventor, innovator. All the technicians, and in this present time technology is very advanced, and all technicians, those who born in India, those who were trained from India, they are working in the foreign countries. So we should take the lesson that we should never forget the nationalistic and patriotistic attitude for our nation, our motherland. These are the most companion and help us to understand the history of our culture and past. A person winning success must think that he or she is competent and capable to perform the particular task. Then one should plan and act with strong determination to accomplish the task. A weak match, stick or feeble spark can fulfill the assigned act of creating huge fire. Likewise, a physically weak person can overpower a tough opponent through strong willpower and proper planning. One must maintain good health through balanced diet and daily exercise. Avoid fear and nervousness. Certain persons feel perplexed. Think time and again whether the task can be accomplished or not. Sometimes it seems difficult. Therefore, gain courage and confidence to start the work. Sensitivity and lack of confidence are dependent upon each other. High quality task is required to know these facts of the truth of science and spirituality. The value, significance, quality and quantity of work also determine the status of self-confidence. The purpose of noble values related to human welfare or prosperity of nation are praiseworthy and performed with full interest. However, a person doing wicked actions develops fear in mind. A thief, dacoit or culprit can never live and stay